Hello everyone, and welcome to just a little quick video on some pre-winter maintenance that I'm doing on the Jeep. You can see here, if I come back, this is the battery box, and where the battery box lid levers or hinges on before it's clamped in place, this bit here, all the paint had started flaking off and was exposed to the elements and started rusting. So before winter comes and the inclement weather kicks in, I've taken it upon myself to just wire brush all of this metal away, paint away, sorry, to expose the bare metal. And then I've placed some of this Hammerite crust, which is a very milky looking substance, both in consistency and colour, and used a paintbrush to just put a liberal amount on to the area that's exposed, now the metal that's exposed, and then I allowed that to dry off. What I'm going to do next is put some of this Hammerite #1 rust beater in grey, and you can see here along the bottom line, it kills rust, primes and undercoats in one for interior and exterior use. So I've just literally got a very small amount on a piece of card, and just using the paintbrush, I'm going to apply it. The little pinkish tinge that you can see is the paintbrush I've used. Although I've cleaned it loads of times in white spirits, has still got the remnants of red oxide primer, which, being an oil-based paint and from the same company, Hammerite, is completely compatible with this grey primer. So you can see that as opposed to painting it on with strokes like this, I'm stippling it. For me, I do this because I can get a paint streak or paintbrush streak finish, and it goes with the rough texture. So I'm pretty content with that. So I shall let that dry before I put the second coat on, which will be a different type of paint, and I'll show you that in a second. So the grey primer that eats up rust and protects the metal, basically is a multi-purpose all-in-one primer. I've put that on. That's had the obligatory 6 hours drying time, and now we move to this, which is the Hammerite red oxide primer. The only reason I'm doing this, well, I suppose two reasons. First one is it gives an additional protection of paint, layer of paint, and then the second thing that it does is it gets it the right base coat. Colour. So it gets it the right base coat colour for the top coat to go on, because the whole of this Jeep was painted in red oxide primer prior to the green paint being applied. So you can see here that I'm doing that stippling method, and then this will flatten itself out. Now I wouldn't recommend doing this on a large area of the Jeep, But for somewhere like this, where you can see it's got this nice textured finish to it, you're just replicating that. But what I'll do is, when this is all fully dry, I'll cut it back with some sandpaper, wet and dry sandpaper, before putting the final top coat of green paint on. So now that the top coat primer has been applied, we're going to be looking at cleaning down the surface in preparation for some paint to be applied. Make sure the whole area that is going to get spray paint attached to it is covered, which it is. And all I've used there is a little bit of acetone. Let's put that down to one side, and then bit of crude protection, a battery box, and I'm just going to apply some of my olive green that I get from Paints For You, which is a great colour. So that's what we'll do for that coat. Let that dry off, which doesn't take too long, and then we'll come back and we'll put another. So this is coat 2. I think it's that. Seems to have had a cobweb grow between coats. So yeah, this is coat 2, and the key here is to get both sides of the Jeep. So that's the second coat applied. One more coat and I'll call it quits. So there we go, all done and dusted. That is how I do a quick patch repair, paint wise, on my Jeep. I hope you found it of some use. As always, if you've enjoyed the content, please like, share, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you later.